All right, good morning, everybody. My name is Jody Giannakopoulos. I'm an Adult Services Associate here at Addison Public Library, and we are so lucky to once again bring you Sandy Kurby. She's coming to us from College of DuPage, where she's an instructor. I will let her tell us a little bit about herself so that you can have a better understanding of who's leading our session. Please do tap into the resource of our YouTube recordings from Sandy from previous midday desk stretch sessions. You can do one or another, and you have a nice reusable resource with our YouTube channel from Addison Public Library. So without further ado, good morning, Sandy. So happy to see you. I'll be joining you. And yeah, Sandy, could you tell us a little bit about what you do at COD?
I work in the physical education department where I teach some gentle yoga courses, chair yoga, it becomes a part of that, a lot of other physical activity courses, and working with continuing education, so it works with community members as well as those that are enrolled in courses for credit. So you can take it for credit or non-credit, but I am in the physical education department, so come and check us out. But this is one little snapshot of a chair yoga course that we would be utilizing in our gentle yoga class. We'll go ahead and get started. When you're ready, we're going to go ahead and just take a seat in your chair. Hopefully you have a nice solid surface here. We're going to be doing a little bit of movement from each side, but if you ever need to, you can always make any adjustments that you need. If you have books or anything like that, sometimes it's nice to have those on the floor if we're reaching a little bit as well. So to start off with, though, hands can just be rested nicely in your lap. Shoulders are down, low and away from the ears. We're just going to take a couple nice deep breaths. Our past couple of sessions about our ujjayi breath, or taking our nice yogic breaths. So we're going to work on that again today. So with that, we're inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. And a lot of times I tell people to place the hand on their chest, another hand on their belly. And when you're taking that nice deep breath in, try letting the hand on the belly move out first, and then the hand that's on the chest will move out afterwards, filling out not just forward, but also towards the sides. So we're really filling the entire lungs with air, and then on your exhales, when everything kind of sinks back into place again. So a lot of times, especially as we're stressed, we take a deep breath in and we suck things in. We want to do actually the reverse of that. On our inhale, we're relaxed, letting everything open up and expand. And then on our exhale, back in, almost like the ribs are laying in a little bit closer together. Relaxing the body.
Sandy, could we turn down the music just a tiny bit?
Absolutely. When you're ready, you can go ahead and let the hands just rest down onto your lap. Sometimes the bells and whistles get a little bit louder than the music in the background. So we're going to go ahead and let the hands rest down into the lap. Again, the shoulders are sinking low and away. So the whole body should be nice and relaxed here. And all I'm going to have you do is let the chin tuck down towards the chest. Now, as we move along, you can mirror me. You might be going to the left when I'm going to the right. You might be opposite, whatever feels best for you. I'll tell you what I'm doing, and then you can do whatever works best for you. So from here, I'm going to let my right ear come over towards the right shoulder. So again, that Zoom things can kind of be flip-flopped a little bit. But I have my right ear to the right shoulder. Get a nice stretch through the neck. And then from here, I'm just going to let my left hand, so right ear to right shoulder, left hand's going to just release down. You'll feel that stretch lengthen just a little bit more. And then from here, I'm just going to let the hand move towards the back of my chair. If you want, you can reach and hold onto the chair. Feel free to lift a little bit higher. Feel free to kind of cross over to the opposite side of the chair a little bit. It doesn't have to be a dramatic stretch. It could just be letting the hand kind of reach back without even touching the chair. But you'll feel that stretch come through the front of the neck. Go ahead and release that hand back down again. Let Let the chin tuck back down. And I can come back onto the left. And then we're going to switch sides. So now my left ear's over to the left shoulder. Again, opposite hand. So now my right hand is just going to rest down by the side. Feeling that lengthen a little bit more. Let that hand start moving towards the back. Again, feel free to just reach towards the back. Doesn't have to be a big movement. You can reach holding onto the chair if you want that support. Feel free to cross over a little bit further. Whatever feels most comfortable for you. Let the chin tuck back down again. Hand can come back up onto the left. And then rest another up center. When you're ready, take a nice deep breath in, lifting the arms all the way up overhead. Let the palms come together. Exhale, release down through the center. And then taking those nice deep breaths. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale as you release down. This time we're going to inhale, lifting. As I exhale, I'm going to take my left hand on the outside of the right thigh. My right hand is going to reach towards the back of my chair or even towards the side of my chair. If you can't reach towards the back, you can add that little gentle pressure on the outside of the thigh and use the chair to add that gentle towards the side. So I'm facing the side. As I do so, I'm trying not to let my shoulders come up towards my ears. I'm still keeping those down, low and away. Getting a nice stretch through the obliques or through the side muscles. Keep breathing all the time. We want to continue breathing. Never hold your breath even when you're stretching. When you're ready, go ahead and release that back hand down. Turning back in towards the center. We're going to switch to the opposite side. So we're going to inhale, lifting the arms up. As I exhale, now my right hand's coming on the outside of the left thigh. Left hand's moving towards the back. Again, either towards the bottom part of the chair, the seat of the chair, or towards the back of the chair. And then add that gentle twist. Again, continuing to breathe. It's very similar to Marucci's pose if we were on the floor with our legs straight out in front of us and one crossed over. Go ahead, release that back hand down, and again, torso can turn back and towards the center. We're going to inhale, lifting the arms all the way up. Let those palms come together. Again, exhale, release down through the center. We're just going to let the hands release down onto the lap. We're going to hinge our hips forward, keeping a nice flat back. We're just hinging forward here. And then we're just putting some gentle pressure in towards the legs so we can kind of press our body away, rounding the back out. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see a little bit better here what I'm talking about. So I'm starting with a flat back, just hinge forward, and then I'm just rounding things out, coming back here. Very similar to our cat and cow pose that we'd be doing in an all-fours position on the floor. When you're ready, we're coming back into that neutral spine position. So again, slightly hinged, nice flat back. I'm going to try and reverse that, trying to let the belly sink out towards the front part of my knee, and then my gaze can open up towards the ceiling. My shoulders are sinking back, so a little bit of a rotation that opposite direction. When you're ready, coming back through neutral, round everything out again. Chin can tuck down. And again, back through neutral, letting the belly sink forward. Chest opens up, gaze can move up. And go ahead, release that, coming back into the center. I'm just going to turn so I'm facing you once again. So we're back in this same position here. From here, I'm going to take my left hand, I'm just bringing it up overhead, putting a bend in the elbow, letting the hand come down, pushing towards the middle part of my back. Right hand's going to come up onto the left elbow. I'm just going to give a gentle pull down, so I'm stretching through the tricep muscles here. As I'm doing so, try not to collapse everything forward, try and stay tall and lifted, opening up through the chest as well. And then taking a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, we're going to feel as if we're lifting up out of the rib cage, and then we're just going to slightly lean over towards that right side. Nice job. When you're ready, go ahead, turn it back into the center. Go ahead, release the hands all the way down, and we're just going to switch sides. So I'm going to take my right arm, lift it all the way up, put a bend in the elbow, letting the hand kind of pat myself in the middle of the back. The left hand's going to reach up, hold onto the elbow. Again, just a little bit of gentle pressure to get a little deeper stretch of the tricep. Again, trying to stay open as much as possible, not letting everything kind of collapse in over the head. When you're ready, take that nice deep breath in. As you exhale, we're lifting up out of the rib cage and that slight lean over to that opposite side. Again, continuing to breathe here. And go ahead, bring that back into the center. Again, release the arms all the way down. We're going to take both hands, just clasping them together in front of us. I'm going to turn so that my palms are facing away and gently press forward. From here, chin is going to rest down towards the chest so I can get a little bit of a deeper stretch, feeling as if you're pressing the hands towards the screen here. Stretching between the shoulder blades. And all I'm doing is a gentle twist over to one side, so a little deeper stretch. I'm going to the right side, so I'll be feeling that in the left shoulders a little bit more, shoulder blade, which is the dorsi muscles, so the upper part of the back. When you're ready, bring it back through the center, and we're going to go to the opposite side. So now I'm bringing my arms over to the left side, feeling that right shoulder blade, stretching a little bit more. And then go ahead, bring that back into the center, releasing the hands down. And then again, roll those shoulders just up, back, down, and away. We'll do a couple of circles here. A lot of times as we move along, I tell people not to let the shoulders come up towards the ears. This is usually a stressed position. Sometimes when we're stretching, we want to stretch really far, so we try and like tense things up and shoulders come up. So I always say roll the shoulders up, back, down, and away. Try and feel like you're bringing your shoulder blades down into like your back pocket. So keeping those shoulders as low as you can here. From here, I'm going to take my left arm, just bring it across the front of the body. My right hand's coming onto the forearm to add a little bit of gentle pressure pulling in. Go ahead, release that down. We're going to switch sides. Right arm comes across the front of the body. Left hand just comes onto the forearm. Again, just gently pulling in a little bit further. And go ahead, release that down. From here, we're going to take both hands forward. So palms are going to start up towards the ceiling. And then all I'm going to do is let my palms face you. So my fingertips are pointing towards the ground. You feel a stretch come through the forearms, through the biceps. And then all I'm doing is moving my hands out to the sides. You might feel a little bit of a deeper stretch. And then the only change is I'm going to let my hands kind of turn towards you like I'm opening a doorknob and switch over to that opposite side. And palms up towards the ceiling, look towards the back of the room, that's fine too. And then turn it back up again. And release that all the way down. I'm going to go ahead and take both hands behind my back. So before we shift the hands in front of us, clasping together, we're going to do the same thing behind the back. So I'm just clasping my hands together. I'm going to again turn to the side so you can see. If the back of your chair is a problem, you can always turn to the side as well. But we're going to be hinging slightly forward, so hopefully the back of your chair doesn't get in the way. I'm just clasping the hands together. I'm releasing the hands straight down. So again, releasing those shoulders low and away. A lot of times we want to come here. So release those shoulders low and away. If your hands don't reach to clasp together, you can just place them on the small of the back, one on top of the other. If I'm in this position, all I'm going to do is try bringing my elbows together, again, while keeping my shoulders nice and low. If you're able to clasp the hands together, I'm going to start hinging my hips slightly forward so I can bring my arms up and not hit the back of my chair. So I'm just coming up to wherever you're comfortable. It doesn't have to be very dramatic. You don't have to, let the arms come up over your head or anything. Just a slight movement forward. Again, whichever position feels best for you. If you feel like your hands are slipping, it's a hot day, maybe your hands are a little sweaty, have one hand over the other, and again, just try bringing those elbows together. Just open up to the chest. Again, continue. When you're ready, whichever position you're in, we're going to go ahead and look back up again. Release the hands down. We're going to turn so I'm facing you once again. And then from here, we're going to inhale, lifting the arms all the way up. As I exhale this time, my right hand is coming down, just reaching for the seat of the chair. My left hand is going to lift up towards the ceiling. Again, as I do so, shoulder doesn't come up. I'm still keeping my shoulder low. Lift up out of the rib cage, and then I'm going to bring it over towards the side. So I have my hand on the seat of my chair so that I feel supported here. You can always bring the hand onto your lap if you don't need as much support, or you can let the arms kind of hang down, whatever feels best for you. But as we're reaching to the side here, the main thing is we're not lifting the hip up over to the side. Again, we're trying to lift out of the rib cage, so we're lengthening through the side. Great job. Only change I'm going to make is I'm going to turn my torso so that I'm facing the corner of the room, and then I'm going to hinge forward. So it's almost like I'm coming out on an angle past the knee. Again, a hand can stay supported on the seat, on the leg, wherever you feel comfortable. If you have your hand on your leg, just make sure you're not pressing on the knee. So here you should feel the stretch coming through the low back. Go ahead, release that hand, turning back into the center, letting that left hand come back onto the lap as well. And then from here, we're just going to round the back out. Just holding here. Stretching between each part of the spine. And then release that, lifting all the way back up into the center. Again, shoulders are down. Nice, blowing away. Inhale, lifting the arms off. We're going to switch sides this time. So on my exhale, I'll let my right arm lift up towards the ceiling. Left hand comes down for the seat. Leg, wherever you're most comfortable. Lift up out of the rib cage and then over to the side. So again, doesn't even have to be a big movement. I'd rather you lengthen more than, just collapse over to the side. So again, you want to have both glutes down onto the chair. We're not lifting up so that we can, lean over as much as we can. Again, it's more about lengthening. Again, continuing to breathe. From here, we're going to add that little change. So all I'm doing is turning my torso towards the side and then hinging forward. Again, feeling a stretch come through the low back on the opposite side. So if I'm reaching towards the left side, I'll probably be feeling it mostly on the right low back. When you're ready, go ahead and release that. Letting the hand come around. Both hands can come back onto the lap. So we'll just gently press in, rounding through the back again. Chin can tuck. And then go ahead, release that, looking back up. And just roll the shoulders up, back, down, and away. Go ahead, release that all the way down. Real quickly before we continue to move our way down the body. I'm just going to take my hands. All I'm doing is just rotating my hands around in one direction, taking a little bit of mobility and some movement with that flexibility. Go ahead, switch directions. Go ahead and sit all the way down. Let the hands come back down onto the lap. All I'm going to do is take both hands behind the right leg. So I'm going to lift the right leg up. I'm just supporting with my hands behind my hamstrings. So I'm just holding here. If you need, you can always sit back a little bit further into your chair so you have the support of the back here. And I'm going to lift I'm exaggerating by lifting my leg a little higher so you can see. All I'm doing is pointing and flexing the toes. Moving at your own pace. No need to go quickly. And then from here, we're just going to start a circle in one direction. And then when you're ready to go ahead and switch directions. Just like we did with the wrists, we're just doing the same thing with the feet. When you're ready, go ahead and bring it back into the center. If you don't have the leg lifted very high, you might want to lift just a little bit higher because I'm going to take the right ankle or the leg that's lifted, which is my right leg, my right ankle, I'm bringing it up onto the left thigh so I can turn my right knee out to the side. Now, if you're in a little bit more like this, that's okay. You can have your right hand come on the inside of the thigh, again, never on the knee, but we're going to try and add some gentle pressure out so that we can open up through that hip. So again, very gentle pressure. It should not hurt at all. Even if you're, maybe you don't have quite the flexibility through the hips and you're in this position, just a gentle movement, sometimes kind of a gentle pressure and then a release. Again, that mobility will help kind of loosen things up a little bit more. So if you're in this position, no worries at all. And if you have to bring the foot a little bit further, maybe you have your calf muscle resting on the leg, that's fine too. You can still work from that same position. But if you can, we're going to try and turn the knee as close out to the side as you can. And then from whatever position you're in, if you're again in a little bit more, feel free to stay upright. Feel free to continue working there. If you're able to have the knee turned out a little bit more, we're going to inhale. Feel free to lift the arms all the way up with that. And then on your exhale, we're just going to hinge the upper body slightly forward here so you feel that stretch a little bit more. If we pulled the chair out from underneath us, we'd be in our single leg chair pose, which we still are in a single leg chair pose. We just have the support of our chair. When you're ready, go ahead and release that. Just letting the arms come down, hands can rest onto the thighs. Gently press yourself up. We're going to go ahead and uncross that leg. And we're going to switch over to the other side. So again, hands are coming behind my left hamstring now. So I'm just kind of fastening them together so I can lift my leg up. Again, doesn't have to be as dramatic as I'm going to do now, but we're just going to point and flex the toes. Great work. Go ahead, circle the ankle around in one direction. Doesn't matter even which direction you start with, we're hitting both sides. Go ahead, reverse. And when you're ready, bring it back into the center. Here, you might want to lift the leg just a little bit higher so you can rotate, taking the hand onto the lower part of the leg, bringing the foot up onto the thigh, turning the knee out to the side. Again, if you're in a little bit closer, that's perfectly fine. Feel free to press on the inside of the inner thigh. Again, never directly on the knee. Just adding that gentle pressure out. If you're able to come forward a little bit more or let that knee turn out to the side a little bit more. Again, same thing. You can add that gentle pressure or you can even just hold static. And when you're ready, if you're comfortable, go ahead, let the arms leave, letting them lift all the way up on your inhale. And then when you're ready for your exhale, we're just going to hinge it forward. Again, holding wherever you're comfortable. It doesn't have to be a far hinge. Just keep breathing here. And when you're ready, go ahead, let the arms release down, start lifting yourself back up. And then you can go ahead and uncross the legs. Feet are going to be about hip distance apart. I'm short, so I need to scoot a little bit forward onto my chair, but I want your feet to be able to touch the floor. Again, if you want to feel a little bit more supported and sit back a little bit further, if you have books, especially if they're even height, feel free to place those underneath the feet so that you have the feet coming up a little bit higher. If you're a taller person, you might not have this problem at all, but feet are going to be about hip distance apart. You can bring them a little wider if you'd like. We're going to be doing what we would be doing if we were standing, a forward fold. So we're going to inhale, lifting the arms all the way up. As you exhale, I'm just going to let my arms float down to the sides, and I'm going to start hinging my upper body forward. So as I do so, if you need, you always have the chair to hold on to, you have the legs to let the hands rest on. But if you can, if you're comfortable, go ahead, let the whole upper body release down towards the floor. Hands included, you can use support on the floor. I'm going to stand up just so I can move my screen down a little bit so you can see a little bit better as we come to some positions that are a little bit lower. So we're holding in this forward fold. Head and neck, stay nice and relaxed. So if you want, shake your head yes, shake your head no. Again, just lengthening through the spine, letting gravity kind of do its job here, releasing everything down. ready, go ahead, slowly start rolling that all the way up. Again, if you need hands, come to the chair, come to the legs, just slowly roll that all the way up. Coming back up to the very top. That's good, and that's okay. Shoulders are a bit low, down and away. From here, all we're gonna do is let the legs come in a little bit closer. I'm gonna let my right foot step forward. I'm gonna move my chair back a little bit further so you can see a little bit. Right foot forward, toe up, heel down. So we're gonna start stretching through the back of that right leg. So the calf muscles, hamstring. Again, you always have the support of the chair. So even if I have both arms up, you can always place one hand down. You always have that as your support. If you're ready, we're gonna inhale, lifting the arms up overhead. On our exhale, we're gonna start hinging forward. So again, we're just coming slightly forward here. Doesn't have to be very dramatic. Again, I can always let the hand rest down. And then from here, if you're comfortable, go ahead, let the hands both rest down towards that extended leg. You don't have to touch the toes, but just let the hands rest down. If your hands are reaching towards the knees, again, just make sure you're not putting any pressure directly onto the calf. Let the hands come up a little bit higher onto the quadriceps if you need to. But feeling a nice stretch of the back of that leg. Go ahead, slowly roll that all the way up. Hands can be back onto the thighs if you like. All I'm doing is taking that right toe that's lifted and pointing the toes down towards the ground. If you don't touch the ground, that's okay, because I know we have that leg extended already, but our goal is to try and get the toes to come down, so we're getting a nice stretch of the shins or through the front of the leg. Go ahead, let the toes come back up again. And again, just a little bit of mobility work. So now we're pointing our toes down. We have something to aim for, so we're trying to reach towards the floor, getting a nice stretch or a nice point. And then flex, trying to bring those toes up towards us. One more time, toes are pointing away. And last one, toes are coming up towards us. Extended leg. We're gonna bring the leg over towards the side. So a couple of things here. I can let my hips move forward. I'm gonna have a little less support from the chair, but it'll allow me to let the leg come out to the side and a little bit more of a straighter leg. If I want to sit back a little bit further, I can move over towards the side of my chair or to the midway of the chair so that my left leg is on the middle of the chair and I can extend the leg out. Or if you're not terribly concerned about it, you can have the leg be a little bit bent. You're still going to be getting a little bit of a stretch here any which way you go. So whatever feels best for you. Again, you always have the chair behind you to help support with your hands if you need. But leg is going to be extended. We're going to inhale, lifting the arms up overhead. On my exhale, I'm going to let my right hand come down for that extended leg. And my left arm is lifting up towards the ceiling to start. And then when you're ready, go ahead, let the arm reach overhead. So now both arms are reaching out towards the leg. I just have my bottom hand rested down. So you'll feel a nice stretch of that left side. Again, if your hand is kind of releasing by the knee, feel free to let the hand come up to the thigh. Or if you can, reach a little bit below. Just make sure you're not pressing onto the knee itself. You can always bring the hand behind if you need. Go ahead, just let that left arm circle down and around. Lift it all the way up again and reach one more time. Might be able to reach a little bit further. Nice job. Go ahead, let the hand rest down again. Let it come up onto that opposite thigh. We're going to go ahead and let the torso turn in towards the center. We're going to come down. Hands can be onto the quadriceps. If you're more comfortable, feel free to let the hands come down towards the floor. Make sure your chair, if you're on a carpet or something, is great, but you don't want the chair to be going away from you. So if you are doing so, just make sure you have that support there. Hands can reach down towards the floor, and you'll be getting a stretch through the inner thigh. Again, you can do the same thing with the hands on the quadriceps. You'll still be feeling that stretch coming in here. Nice work. Upper body can lift back up again. Now all I'm going to do is bring that right foot back in, and we're just going to be switching sides. So now I have my left foot forward, toe up, heel down. When you're ready, we're going to inhale, lifting the arms all the way up. As I exhale, I'm going to hinge it forward. And you always have the support of the chair if you need. Either reaching forward, hand on the thigh, chair. If you're comfortable, go ahead, let both hands reach down towards that extended leg. as you're doing so, again, continuing to breathe, trying to let the muscles of the leg relax. So a lot of times we're trying so hard to reach towards the toes that we tighten up all the muscles, trying to let everything relax as best you can. Sometimes I like to give my leg just a little bit of a shake out as I'm reaching. Go ahead, slowly roll that all the way up. Hands can come back onto the thighs wherever you're comfortable. Taking that foot that's extended, toes are up right now. I'm pointing the toes away from me as far as I can. And then I'm going to go ahead and let the toes bring them come up towards me. Once again, toes are pointing away from me as far as I can. Back up. And one last time, pointing down. And lift back up. Nice job. I'm going to take that leg that's extended and I'm just bringing it over to the side. Once again, if you need, feel free to adjust the hips over to the side so you have that leg extended a little bit further. You still have the support of the chair. Any which way you feel mostly supported. From here, we're going to be working through the inner thigh a little bit and then through that right side. So we're going to inhale the arms all the way up. As I exhale, I'm going to lift my left arm over down towards the leg. Right arm is going to lift up towards the ceiling to start. And then when you're ready, go ahead, let that right arm reach overhead. So both arms are extended towards the extended leg. Again, not collapsing here. Trying to stay lengthened as much as you can. Go ahead, let that top arm slowly circle down. Lift that back up. And reach overhead. Let that arm circle down one more time. Let it lift up onto that opposite thigh. Other hand can come onto the thigh, again onto the seat, wherever you're most comfortable. We're lifting back up through the center. And then if you want, hands can stay there, or you can lift the arms all the way up. Exhale, hinging it forward this time. And then when you're ready, hands can either rest down towards the floor, onto the legs, holding onto the seat of the chair, whatever you feel most comfortable with. Again, continuing to breathe the entire time. And when you're ready, go ahead and slowly start lifting that back up. Releasing that left foot back into the center. Coming back centered into your chair if you're not already. You can be about hip distance apart, a little wider if you'd like. We're going to inhale, lifting the arms all the way up overhead, coming back into that forward fold. So we're going to exhale, letting the arms fold back down by the sides. And then when you're ready, you can go ahead and start letting the whole upper body hinge towards the floor. Again, you can always support the hands on the chair, onto the legs. If you can, just let the head, neck relax down towards the floor, let gravity kind of do its job here. Again, feel free to shake the head yes or no if you choose. When you're ready, go ahead, just gently start lifting yourself back up. Hands can come back to the quadriceps if you like. Slowly roll that all the way up. Roll those shoulders up, back, down, and away again. And release that all the way down. Nice job. We're going to stand up just for a short amount of time here, but when you're ready, we're going to go ahead and bring it up to a standing position. I'm going to turn my chair to the side so that you can see things a little bit easier, but feel free to keep your chair in that same position. From here, all I'm going to do is face my chair so that I have the support of the chair anytime I need. I'm going to take my right foot, my foot that's closest to you, and just step it back, getting a nice stretch to the back calf muscles. You can always adjust that front foot a little bit further forward if you need, or the back foot a little bit further back. If you have your foot back so far that your heel's not pressing or touching the floor, that's okay as long as you're feeling that stretch in the back. Wherever you feel most comfortable. Again, if you want a little bit of mobility work, so again, adding some movement to that, feel free to lift and lower. Again, nice and slowly. You never want to stretch holistically where we're kind of bouncing around. All right, you can go ahead, let that heel rest down a little bit. And go ahead and release that. We're going to step it forward with that leg that was towards the back. I'm going to start lifting the foot up so I can reach either towards the toes. If you have pant legs, if you're wearing socks, you can always grab onto there. We're going to finish with quadricep stretch. If you can't quite reach, even if you have like a pants or something you're trying to stretch, I'm going to give you the option of turning your chair so that you can put your foot up onto the chair and I'm going to face slightly away, but then you can sink down a little bit and you'll still be getting that quadricep stretch. So feel free to use your chair seat as something that kind of help there. So if I have the chair behind me, I would just be resting there, but I'd still be getting a little bit of a stretch here. If I'm not feeling it, I'm just dipping down a little bit because that's going to keep my foot supported on the chair as I come over the forward. Nice. When you're ready, go ahead and release that. And then all I'm going to do is walk both feet back. I'm holding onto the chair with both hands. I want to make sure that I'm not just using my fingertips when I'm pulling the chair towards me. You have the main part of your hands, the palms onto your chair. Walking the feet back, arms are going to be straight. I'm going to let my hips move back as far as I'm comfortable. And then I'm just going to let the hips sink back a little bit further so my head can kind of rest down. I'm getting a nice stretch to the back of the legs. Head and neck are just releasing down towards the floor. Stretching to the hamstrings. Still feeling this in the chest, the upper back. If you want, again, feel free to do a little bit sway side to side. You might feel that in one leg a little bit. As you go from one side to the other. When you're ready, we're just going to go back into the center. Start walking the feet up. Back to that seated position. I'm going to switch over to the opposite side. So now I have my left leg is going to step back. Come into that calf stretch to start. Both toes are pointed forward here. Again, feel free to adjust that back however you need. And then you feel it doesn't have to touch the ground. But I want you to feel that stretch. Adding some mobility, feel free to lift and then slightly lower. And moving at your own pace, to your own breath. Again, always breathing. Putting that heel down. And when you're starting to push off onto that stimulus, you can lift the back leg up. You can use that quadricep stretch. So we're reaching back through the toes, pant legs, socks, whatever you feel most comfortable with. Again, you can always use the support of the feet of your chair. Stretching up through those quadricep muscles. And then go ahead and release that when your foot rests down. Foot can do a slight little movement side to side with the legs. Back of the legs stretched out. We're going to go into that one, as we call it, a counter stretch. Great thing to do with the kitchen counter. Walk the feet back, holding on. Let the upper body come down parallel to the floor. Let the head and neck just sink down a little bit lower if you'd like. Hips are sinking back as far as you can. Keep breathing. Again, gentle sway side to side if you'd like. And when you're ready, bringing the hips back into the center. Start walking the feet back in once again. And I'm going to go ahead and take a seat back into the chair. So I'm going to turn my chair so it's facing you. And I'll lift my screen up just a little bit here. Right. So holding here, again, shoulders are down, low and away. You can be flat onto the floor. Just taking those nice deep breaths in. Just some final stretches here. I'm gonna go ahead and once again let the right ear come over towards the right shoulder. As I'm doing so, I don't want the shoulder to come up to meet the ear. I'm trying to let the head just naturally release down. I'm gonna take my left hand and just bring it up onto the right shoulder. So again, I can kind of give a little gentle reminder to let the shoulder relax down. And then from here, I'm just going to turn my gaze in towards the elbow. Keep my gaze in the same position. All I'm doing is letting that left hand release back down to my lap. I'm going to feel that stretch coming in just a little bit more. Go ahead, let the chin tuck down towards the chest. And the left ear to left shoulder. Right hand. Bring it up onto the left shoulder. Again, give that gentle reminder to release down. Gaze is going to turn to face the elbow. Same direction, I'm just going to have the hand release down onto my lap. Once again, chin can release down. Take a nice deep breath in, lifting the arms all the way up overhead, letting the palms come together at the top. When you're ready, exhale, releasing down to the center. And do it 2 more times. Inhale, all the way up. Palms come together, exhale, releasing down to the center. And one last time, inhale with me. And exhale, releasing all.
Another fabulous session, just wonderful. I hope our guests enjoyed it. Yes, thank you so much, Sandy. Thank you. And with that,